Hey, it's Derek here, naturalpapa.com. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, happy holidays, peace and goodwill. Our family doesn't celebrate Christmas, we celebrate solstice, so we did our holiday this past Monday. So today the house was pretty quiet, family was out for a walk, and I was sort of the usual, you know, seeing what people were talking about online, so I'm monitoring, these different streams. I'm on Twitter stream, Facebook stream. And it struck me that if you can even see this video, if you can even access the internet, probably are pretty privileged. And I realize that I'm pretty privileged and don't always think about those, less fortunate than us, those that don't have clean water, that don't have a reliable bathroom, that maybe don't have electricity, maybe don't have enough food to eat. So as I was thinking about that, I was contemplating the idea of Christmas and this sort of season of giving, or maybe it's not even Christmas. It could be Kwanzaa, it could be Hanukkah, whatever version of the holidays you celebrate. But it's generally a season of giving, and I think it's wonderful that we can give so much to our loved ones and our immediate family. But here's the sticking point for me: we don't put as much thought into our brothers and sisters on this in this big blue marble, as we ought to, I think. And this year was pretty tight for us financially, and so I don't have the funds to be able to donate to charities or to make a microloan on Kiva. I would love to be in that position, but what I do have though is I have time. And I have access to a pretty big audience. If you're watching this video, I'm pleased to say that you're part of my audience as well. I have a pretty big network, so I can help spread the word. So I dedicated today's, my all my tweets on Twitter. I dedicated them to raising awareness of great charities and ways you can make a difference in the world. And so my message here, I guess, is a threefold message in that it's hugely important in my mind to give back to the world, especially if who you're giving to doesn't know that you're giving to them. So it's giving without a reward, it's giving without a pat on the back. And for instance, you give a wonderful gift to your daughter, your wife, or your mother, or your best friend, and you get to watch them open it, and they know that you gave it to them, and that's wonderful. But you get some of that feedback, and you get to feel like you've given them and you've made them happy, and that's a wonderful thing about gifts. But on a bigger picture, I think it's really important that we give to those less fortunate in a way that doesn't give us a pat on the back, that doesn't make it come back and to us as the giver. And that's a tough thing to give without expecting any sort of acknowledgement of it. So my goal for the next year is to find more ways that I can give back to the world, whether it's time or money or ideas. And I would urge you to do the same and to look back, say, over the last decade, and find the things that you're fortunate to have in your life, to be thankful for them, and then contrast that with huge parts of our world that don't have enough, and find a way to give back to them. And it could be writing a blog post, could be donating to charity, it could be going and volunteering and giving your time. So that's on my plate for this next year, and it's something that I want to be able to teach my children, the value of giving without expecting an immediate reward. And I think it's a huge thing to teach our kids this aspect of giving. Second point about giving is that the ones that are close to us, even if we don't have the money to buy them a new pony or whatever it is they're asking for, that we can give them our time. We can give them our attention, and we can make them feel important, that we've cared enough out of our day to give them even 15 minutes. And that's another big, I don't even know if goal is the right word. It's something I want to work on this next year, giving to my family in my time and my attention. And the third part of this message is that my wife brought it up to me that it's a great year. Maybe every year is a great year, but this next year would be a great year to practice self-love and to learn to give to yourself. And that's something it's rather hard for me to get my head around with all of these external things, whether it's work or family or whatever demands are placed on you outside. A lot of times we're the last person that we pay, so to speak, in time and in attention. And I think it's a good thing to focus on giving to ourselves. Give ourselves what we need. Maybe it's 15 minutes of silence a day. Maybe it's practicing an instrument. Maybe it's writing the first chapter in that book. Maybe it's going for a run or focusing on our fitness, our diet. Maybe it's writing down our dreams so that they're tangible, or that rather that they're in a tangible form that we can see and refer to and work on. So to sum up, I urge you over this next year to think about, number one, giving back to the world, whatever that looks like: time, money, attention. And number two, giving to our family in a non-material way. Again, it's time and it's attention and it's love. And the third is giving to ourselves. And perhaps we might put that one first so that we can fill ourselves up, so that then we can truly give. It's something I've noticed about myself, that I can get very, very empty and I don't have anything to give. And I think that by focusing on ourselves, we can make ourselves truly incredible, powerful beings that can give back to the world. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd love to know, how this sits with you and what your plans and dreams are for this next year. So happy holidays.